The Aberration map for Ark Survival Ascended has some of the darkest and scariest places in the entire game. Light pets are the most essential tame you can have on Aberration. They help protect us and find our way in the darkness. There are 4 different light pets in the game: Bulbdogs, Glowtails, Shinehorns, and Featherlights. Bulbdogs are probably the easiest light pet to find and to tame, and are usually players' first light pet that they get. I'm not going to give any spawn coordinates because they are found over all of the entire green or fertile areas of the map. For all of the light pets, the best taming food is the plant species Z seeds, which you can get by standing close to one of the wild plant species Z plants. The next best taming food is aquatic mushrooms. It does take quite a bit longer, but you don't lose any taming effectiveness. Glowtails are also found in the green or fertile zone, but they are only found in one cave, and that cave is the artifact of the Depths cave. The entrance is located not far from the portal starting area. At the start of the river, look for the large pillar rock, and just behind it, you'll see an opening to the cave. The coordinates of the entrance are 48.3 and 27.2. As it is an artifact cave, you'll need to be prepared for threats, so make sure you bring spare armor, shotguns, bowlers, that kind of thing as well. If you have cryopod throwing enabled, you could bring a creature in, but you will need to fight some creatures. When you enter the cave, you'll have a long path that you'll need to run down or follow. You'll reach an opening where there's some water, and you'll find that often there is a glowtail in this area. Take a look around and see what creatures you have. If you see sparkles, that means there could be a glowtail waiting for you here to tame. You may need to take care of some of the threats that are in this area. Approach where you see the sparkles, and you can see we have a glowtail here. It has a couple of babies, not very high level, but just to let you know that the plant Z species is the best food to tame them with. But if you don't have that, the acerbic mushrooms are the second best food. Again, it may take a little bit longer, but you won't lose effectiveness. You can also claim the babies once you have tamed the parent. I was also able to find more glowtails at the midpoint of the cave. There were 2 sitting on the ledge here, and one of them had a baby. As you have to travel deeper into the cave, it's just good to know that you may need a zip line to get across some of the gaps, and you may need to do some fighting. A few bigger threats inside, more Ravager packs, and Carnos as well. Just a reminder that post-tame, the glowtail is a carnivore. It does not eat berries, so you need to make sure it has access to meat. Shinehorns are found in the bioluminescent or blue zone. The one catch about taming a Shinehorn is you'll most likely need another light pet when doing so. The blue zone has a very high chance that Nameless will spawn. You may want to bring a cryopod or a dino that can carry a light pet. Again, the preferred taming food is the plant species Z seeds. If you don't have those, you can use the agaravic mushrooms to tame them. Again, keeping the effectiveness, but just taking longer. Just be really mindful of the area. There are a lot of threats in the blue zone, so keep your eyes out. Featherlights are found in the element or radiation zone of the map, and before you run out to tame one, you need to be very well equipped. Make sure you have a hazard suit and also a spare hazard suit in case the durability breaks, have a high level rock drake, and of course have a light pet because there's a lot of Nameless in the area. Because you'll be taming another light pet there, make sure you bring cryopods. It is one of the most dangerous places in the game, so Featherlights are really a late game light pet. Like all the other light pets, they prefer the plant species Z seeds. They can be a little bit tricky at times because they are one of the only true flyers on this map. Sometimes they get into a state where they do not land. If that's the case and you are on a server with no clipping enabled, you can sometimes immobilize them with a cage to stop them flying away. However, this won't work on official settings. Otherwise, you'll need to follow them around and wait till they land. If you don't have the plant species Z seeds, you can also feed them with auric mushrooms. The first ability of light pets is to provide us with the charged light status effect. This effect will be applied when you have an active light pet during the nighttime hours or in the absence of open light. The charge effect stops Nameless from spawning. You can see here that the moment we turn our light pet off, the Nameless start to spawn. While my light pet remains off, they'll continue to spawn in, and they have their natural armor. Therefore, they take reduced damage. As soon as we turn our light pet back on, you'll see that the Nameless start to glow or have a lightning colored effect on their bodies. This means that their natural armor is reduced, and you can see that our shotgun is doing a lot more damage. This will also stop more Nameless from spawning in. The Charged Light status effect removes the natural armor and ability to regenerate health. Not only does this work for Nameless, but it also works on Reapers and is essential when fighting Reapers. So here we are fighting a Reaper with a Drake. You can see that when we turn our light pet off, the glow stops on the Reaper and it takes a lot less damage from our Drake. The moment that we turn the light back on, you will see the Reaper starts to glow and that we are providing way more damage. As soon as you lose the status effect, its ability to regenerate health will come back, so it's important to make sure it is always near a source of light. The one downside of this effect is that the Charged Light status effect also attracts Seekers. Now Seekers take reduced damage in light, so when you are fighting a Seeker, it may be best for you to turn off your light quickly while you're fighting it. Once you've defeated the Seeker, turn it back on, otherwise you'll get Nameless spawning. Again, you can see here that our light has attracted Seekers. They're taking reduced damage with our light on, so when you turn it off, you can almost notice that our damage doubles. We're starting to get Nameless spawning in while we do this, so it's a balance between turning your light off and on to either fight Seekers or Nameless. The next ability that light pets have is to detect enemy players. It's generally on by default, but you may want to check your radio menu to make sure that it is enabled. What you'll see on your HUD is a red set of eyes that tell you if a player is nearby. So both on PvP and PvE, a Bulbdog will detect when an enemy player or enemy creature is nearby. You will see that my Bulbdog's little light is glowing red when my player or friend is nearby. Now we are not allianced, so it is alerting to me that there is a player nearby. In PvP, this can be incredibly helpful for sniffing out other people's bases, or if you're out doing things and you know if you are targeted by an enemy. They will also detect players that are sleeping or logged out, so if you are looking for bases to find for people that are logged out, you can use a light pet to get them. The next ability that light pets have is to detect max level creatures. This ability is set by default, but you may need to enable it in the radio menu if you don't see it, and you will see a pair of yellow glowing eyes in your HUD on the bottom right corner. And what it does is it alerts you if there is a creature that is the max level for your server, so on officials that's 150 and above in the nearby area. Your light pet will make a sound and it will start producing a yellow halo kind of radiating out from it. When you get this alert, I highly recommend checking out all of the dinosaurs in the area. And listen, most of the time it may not be something you want to tame, it could be a max level dodo, but on more than one occasion I've actually found a really good high level tame that I would definitely tame, like this Megalosaurus right here. It's important to remember that on official servers, the max level for rock drakes is 190. So even though the rock drake may not be max, if it is over level 150, you will be alerted to it. You can use this to your advantage when it comes to drake egg hunting. If your light pet goes off down there, there's a good chance there could be a really high level drake and thus maybe a really high level egg in the area. To activate your light pet, open up the emote wheel, select clap, and this will turn your light pet on. You can also do the same action to turn it off. To access the inventory, hold down R on the keyboard and then you can access the inventory. Light pets can also be used as a backpack. If you find yourself encumbered, you can open up the inventory and place items in it to slightly reduce your weight, which will let you move a little bit more around the map. One of the most important things about light pets is you can put helmets and hats on them, which, as you can agree here, makes them look absolutely adorable. To know which light pet is right for you, it's important to understand light pet stats. Now, light pets have 3 different stats that are not available on any other creatures in Ark, and these are charge capacity, charge regeneration, and charge range. So let's take a look at charge regeneration. What exactly is charge regeneration? When your glow pet has charge, it will remain on. As it's using its light, its charge will deplete slowly over time until it reaches 0, and then your light pet will turn itself off. You can see it's no longer glowing here. While it's turned off, the light pet will be able to restore its own charge. Charge regeneration is how fast the light pet will do this. If your light pet runs out of charge in a very dark area, this can get quite dangerous. Having a high regen means your light pet will be ready to turn back on sooner than something without high regeneration. You can set your light pets to auto activate once they have reached full charge. Of course, you can disable this and you can also turn them on manually. Sometimes your light pets will turn off in the most inconvenient of situations. Say if you're in the radiation zone and you start to get nameless spawning in, and what you can do is turn it back on, but you only really have a few seconds more of charge to fight them. And what you need is a large amount of charge quickly so that they don't turn off again. You can use the glow bugs that are in the environment. Again, go up to them, approach them, and hit E. They will give the 500 charge that they have stored inside them to your light pet. This can be super helpful. You can see our Bulbdog here has 215 charge, and we're going to look for one of the glow bugs. So approach the glow bug, and when you get near it, make sure you start spamming E on your keyboard. And then you'll see it does a little dance. And then if we look at our Bulbdog here, it is back almost up to full charge. So this can be super helpful and get you out of a lot of sticky situations if your light pet goes out. Charge capacity is how much charge your light pet will hold. Basically, this means how long your light pet will last. A high charge means it will be able to stay on for a long time before it runs out of charge. Charge emission range is basically the circumference of lighting that the light pet will give you, giving you the status charge effect. To figure out which of the light pets were best, we did a little experiment for this video where we spawned in 10 level 1 of each light pet. From there, we looked at all the different statistics and then put them into a table to find out which light pets had the best stats. Looking at the individual characteristics of each light pet, the Bulbdog's advantages are that it has the highest capacity. It's double that of the Glowtail and Featherlight. It also has the highest weight. The cons are that it has the slowest regeneration, so once it turns off, it's the slowest to come back on, and it also has the lowest range. The advantages of the Glowtail is that it has the highest regeneration. That means that once its light goes out, it regenerates its charge back to max at the fastest. It also has the second highest range, but it is the lowest in weight and also the lowest in capacity. The Featherlight has the highest range of all of the light pets, meaning that if you want to light a larger area, this is the best option for you. It is equal in the second fastest regeneration with the Shinehorn. However, it also has the lowest capacity and one of the lowest weights. Now, the Shinehorn actually doesn't have the best in any of the categories. So why would you tame it? It's probably actually the best one in terms of overall abilities because it actually has the second highest capacity, it has the second highest weight, it has the second highest regeneration, and it is the third in range. This one I would consider a good all-rounder, and I would argue it's also the cutest. And my personal favorite is actually the Bulbdog. I think for me, the reason being is I do a lot of adventures into the radiation zone or up to the surface, and I find that I just want the most capacity. So I will breed them, level up capacity, and at that point you can basically make a really long trip knowing that your light pet will never run out. Plus, I cannot resist their unbelievably derpy face. Let me know in the comments what your favorite light pet is. My name is Krabby. I make short, accurate, concise videos for Ark Survival Ascended. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel for more, or you can click on this one right here.